Have you ever smelled Invictus Sauvage 1 million? Well, chances are, if it was a Frugal Frag and it was a clone and it was under $10, it came from MCH Beauty. Let's talk about this company and look at their frags. What's going on, Frugal Frag fan, man? It is BJ here, and today we are going to be diving into the mystery brand MCH Beauty, guys. This brand brings frags into the US for normally under $10, and I picked them up for under $5. So I'm gonna tell you what, this is gonna be a great segment, guys. You don't want to miss this. I did a lot of research on this. Let's go ahead and dive into it. But first, if you enjoyed this type of freaking content, click that like and slam that subscribe and freaking shove it to that algorithm, baby, because we want to make sure that you never go high and dry. You always moisturize for $50 or less. That was always the mission of this channel to start with, and now somehow or another we're down to under $5. So let's go ahead and talk about it, guys. Alright guys, MCH Beauty was formerly known as Mirage Beauty, and I'm gonna tell you, they bring EDTs for the most part, 99% of the time, EDTs into the country and import them from India. And that's where all these fragrances come. So they're not China-based fragrances. These are India-based fragrances. So they're pretty good smelling. That's for sure, guys. This company don't push luxury. They push value. They want to make sure that you smell good for as cheap as possible. And that's what we're all about here on Frugal Frags. So I don't know why we wouldn't even be talking about Frugal Frag, this particular brand. Because as far as I know, there's not a better, cheaper Frugal Frag out there, and if there is, drop a comment downstairs, guys, because I'm curious to find out what's going on here, and I had to go do some research, so let's talk about them. Only the Brave here. This is one by them. Let me say this is an Invictus clone. Smells good enough to me, and I said it when I unboxed them, and I went through them real quick, that they were pretty good scents, and I've since played with them, and I still do believe that they're very good scents, but I also believe on the flip side that they have some issues. One of the biggest issues that you're going to run into is definitely not price, guys, because I picked these up at D&D's discount, and these were, you know, sub $5. They were $3.99 a piece, every single one of them. We've got at least 15 of them over here. We've got this, we've got this one. They're all inspired by something or another. This one's inspired. They just, and you know, the scents are really, really good. They lack longevity. That's the problem, is they lack longevity. But they're gonna give you what you're gonna get out of a $15 to $23 frag, maybe even a $30 frag. I mean, guys, I mean, we're not talking about hours here. We're just talking about just the difference in time. Now, I will agree that there are some of these frags here that they smell fantastic when you first put them on, and then the minute they dry down, they kind of dry down to something that fades away a little bit for the most part. But there are some of them that are winners. So if you're out there buying them, you know, you might want to check them out. Like, let me see, this one right here is one. That's not the one that I like. This is the one I liked right here. Guessed. This was good. This was real good. Really enjoyed that one. This one's good too. The Magic Code Armani knockoff. This is a really good one, guys. And you know, this company, they've had, up to this time, they've had over 375 shipments come into the United States. Since 2006 is when they started, and 375 shipments. So that's, I mean, you don't think about, they must have been huge shipments. I mean, complete cargo ships full of fragrances coming into the US. I just don't know. It didn't say what the tonnage was or anything of that nature. I just know that they had 375 ships come in since then. But they, I mean, their packaging is right up there with anything that you would find from Calvin Klein, from Nautica, even from the Tommy Bahama, even from Paris Corner. Their packaging is right up there with anybody else's. The only thing that I would have to say is that one smells really good, guys. Azure Noir Intense. And the only thing I would say that I would knock to, and you know, they got to save somebody's money somewhere, right? Is the tops. It seems like all the tops are cheap tops, cheap plastic tops. Can you believe that? These type of scents can be found at Ross. They can be found at TJ Maxx. They can be found at, you know, DD's obviously is where I found these. They can be found at Marshall's. I've not seen them anywhere but DD's here in San Antonio. But on the flip side, it could be different in your city. So I would say definitely check your Ross's, because DD's is owned by Ross. So it might funnel into Ross, but I have not seen that here in San Antonio. Probably because we got so many DD's and so many Ross's, we're not seeing that here. But I mean, we got great fragrances, guys, like this Celestial, which is really nice. I mean, it's a nice bottle. It's got a nice. This is a freshie of. Let's see what it says. It is. It doesn't say what it's inspired for, but I definitely smelled that. It smells like a lattafa fragrance that I. One of the lattafa prides. I don't know which one, but that, you know, everybody in this industry is a clone of something, and you know what? I never even really thought about clones. I used to just buy clones, and if they smelled good, I'd wear them. If they didn't smell so good, they would just work their way to the back of the shelf. And as I started reviewing clones just a year ago, I started realizing, well, you know, there's clones and the clones of this. And I mean, I kind of knew there was clones, but good God, I didn't realize there's so many clones. And then I realized that the price difference between what the upper echelon clones are and the lower echelon clones are and what you're getting from them. You can argue all you want about that. I've never worn expensive colognes. I never will. I smell just great with the colognes that I'm getting here. I mean, this is a $4 cologne right here. You can spray it on all day long, and you're not going to smell cheap, guys. You're not going to smell cheap. You're just not. It smells fantastic. This one smells really good. It smells like, I don't know what it smells like, but it smells like a lattafa fragrance, like I said. I would tell you guys, this company is, if you want to build like a fragrance collection, you want to have something that you can just reach for, all different scents, to get a feel for what's what, and you don't want to drop $1,000 to $2,000 on $40 and $50 frags. This company, MCH, can get you there for a couple $100, and that'll give you, at the rate I was buying them, that'll give you, you know, 30 or 40, 50 fragrances just to mess around with and play with. And I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever, guys, because that's going to give you a really good idea, a baseline on what it is that you like, what it is you may not like, because it's, to me, colognes, they're subjective to the people that are wearing them, and what I like probably is not what you like. What you like may not be what I like. I come from the high heat area, and I like a lot of freshies, and I like my freshies to have as much staying power as possible, and that's very hard to obtain in a freshie world. So I'm always constantly looking for freshies, because I rip through the freshies like, you know, like the underarm deodorant, because it's just so hot here, man. You know, today we were up at 97 degrees. It's just so hot. So we got to have good, strong freshies, and I'm still waiting for people to come out with some good, strong. There's some good ones. You know, I have a couple alt fragrances that are good, strong freshies. I'll tell you that. But we're gonna go through some alt fragrances too. But guys, this MCH company is definitely worth a look if you're looking to build a cheap arsenal of fragrances that will cover a whole spectrum of scents, you know, from your dark and mystery scents to your bright and citrusy bergamot scents, you know, all the way up to, you know, pretty much just straight up freaking orange scents. They've got it all, guys. And they also do female fragrances, so it's not only male. I just got all the males in this because that's all they had at DD's for MCH was male fragrances. So I did all the males, but it turns out they do have female fragrances as well. So girls, if you're watching this, I think MCH is definitely, you know, something to look at because they've got just some fantastic fragrances that are sub $5, and you know they're gonna give you the staying power 2 hours, maybe 3 hours if you're lucky with some of these, which ain't bad because I mean most were saying 3 or 4 hours for even for lattafa powerhouses, you know, for the way I like them. So now that I have some time to play with these, now I'm gonna say that they're not all that. Some of them not all that. The one I just dropped was all that. The Cubana. Let me see if I can get it. See. This one right here is strong. This one is strong. I mean, you got it just goes on and on and on and on and on with the type of fragrances that they have here. And I mean, I'm talking probably I spent all of $55 on all that, which is normally what I spend if I go to Ross for 2 fragrances that are in the $20 range. $55. So I'm, all in all, guys, I'm pretty impressed with MCH. I will say that I have bought fragrances off of Temu, and I'm not even going to put them on this frag channel because it was basically like spraying alcohol on my skin, and it had no scent whatsoever from even disbursement. It was horrible. But these are not like that at all. These are not like that at all. These are a lot better. Now, obviously, if you go and you drop $85, $100, you're gonna have a little bit better fragrance because they're using a little bit better quality ingredients, right? Because fragrance always comes down to the quality of ingredients. We all know that, and you know, these people over time have figured out in the perfume industry how to make synthetic this, synthetic that, to bring the costs down. But good golly, $5 for fragrances, you know, I mean, it's nuts, guys. It's crazy. I mean, how do you do this? How do you do it? I don't know. But they're doing it. 375 cargo ships, I guess, have come in with shipments over the last 20 years. So they started in 2006 was their first shipment that came in to New York City. So and they are an American-based company, so they're just getting their fragrances you know, bottled up over there in India and shipped over here to the United States and put them on the market. I never heard of them until I bought these. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this sensational video. MCH Beauties. You might want to check them out if you see them. They're worth $1, especially if you're going to get them under $5. You can't beat them. I've been happy with, you know, 88% of them at least. Been pretty happy with them. So guys, until next time, please consider clicking that like, clicking that subscribe, sticking it to that algorithm, and baby, because you smell so damn good, and because now I smell so damn good, hug somebody you love. Peace.